In this video, I'm going to explain the differences between hemp and synthetic fibers, so you can see how hemp fabric is the way to go. Hey guys, I'm Jill No, and I'm bringing you answers to everything you're wondering about hemp. Today you're wondering, what is the difference between a hemp fabric and a synthetic fabric? Hemp fabric has had a reputation for being really coarse, uncomfortable, and only coming in that natural color. Well, not anymore. Hemp fabric has really come a long way. Eco-conscious designers are now using it alone or blending it with other natural fibers for clothing that is comfortable, beautiful, and sustainable. Of the thousands of product uses for hemp, textiles are some of the oldest, with some samples dating back thousands of years. But much of the progress in hemp products and innovation was squashed in the mid-1930s by major corporations and big oil, whose interests were in petroleum-based synthetic fabrics. Their biggest competition? You guessed it, hemp. I get into this more in another episode, but they funded a negative ad campaign that fueled the prohibition of all cannabis, including non-psychoactive industrial hemp. Big corporations spreading fake news to further their own agenda? Imagine that. Fast forward to the 21st century and synthetic fibers are everywhere, including textiles and clothing. The name of the consumer products game is make it fast and make it cheap, and so the fast fashion trend was born. Okay guys, if you haven't heard of fast fashion, it's called that for a reason. It's quick and cheap to make and flies off the shelves because it's very low cost to consumers. I agree that being cost conscious is important, but with fast fashion, low cost equals low quality. The clothes wear out quickly, and because they're low cost, consumers buy and buy and buy again. But this ever-revolving new wardrobe comes at a steep cost to your health and the health of the earth. You know that new Easy Care top that you bought that's so flowy and never gets wrinkly? It's likely made of a blend of polyester, rayon, nylon, or spandex. These are all synthetic fibers. I know it seems harmless because it feels so good on. And how can something that feels so good be bad for you, right? But synthetic fabrics are essentially plastic fibers made by taking fossil fuels like petroleum or natural gas, adding chemicals and massive amounts of energy to create polymers that are then formed into weavable threads. And voila, fast fashion, flowy top. Well, guess what? Natural hemp fabrics are now just as soft and versatile as their plastic counterparts. The beautiful sweater I'm wearing in this video by Love Shows the Way is actually a hemp and organic cotton blend. In addition to the chemicals they're made with, many synthetic fabrics are then treated with toxins like formaldehyde, brominated flame retardants like PBDEs, and perfluorinated chemicals like Teflon. These are used to make them wrinkle-free and that easy care you so love. But these are also classified as cancer-causing agents under the US EPA guidelines. This is not the case with hemp fabric, as hemp is a natural or native fiber and requires no harsh chemicals or treatments to form it into threads because, well, the threads are natural. But you're like, well, Jill, I washed my shirt before I wore it, so that chemical smell is gone. It's good to go, right?
No.
These chemicals gradually leak off of the fibers. And since your skin is the largest organ on your body for elimination and absorption, guess where all those chemicals are going? You may have heard the term microplastics recently. When synthetic fabrics are washed, microplastics shed and enter waterways and oceans through the wastewater system. So fish, shellfish, and other aquatic life absorb those microplastics and then spread them back to humans. Your clothes are basically deteriorating into micro-sized little bits of plastic that are spreading all over the earth. A single garment can shed as many as 2,000 microfibers in every wash. A study conducted by Patagonia estimated that for every 100,000 people, up to 110 kilograms of microfibers were released daily into waterways. That's the equivalent of 15,000 plastic bags of trash. That's a lot of plastic. Instead of degrading in the wash, hemp fabric actually gets softer and stronger with every wash, as the water actually compacts the fibers and makes them smoother and smoother. In 2015, more than 330 million barrels of oil were used to make polyester and other synthetic fabrics. That's over 21,000 Olympic swimming pools. No wonder big oil didn't want hemp to succeed. Okay, before you go strip down and throw away all of your clothes, keep in mind that the fashion industry is the second largest producer of pollution in the world due to discarded product, microplastics, and the air and water pollution caused by production of the fibers themselves. The world's trash problem is not just growing, it's exploding, and fast fashion is making it worse. Globally, humans produce 13 million tons of textile waste per year. That's over 2,500 dump trucks full of discarded flowy tops dumping into the world's landfills every day. And since much of this is synthetic fabrics, that waste is not going anywhere anytime soon. Donate your synthetics to clothing donation centers or secondhand stores, where they have a higher chance of being reused or recycled. The good news is that more and more clothing companies are starting to use hemp and other natural fibers in their clothing designs. As the demand by consumers for sustainable and ethically made clothing increases, you can be sure to see more and more hemp clothing and textile options. I admit, in filming this episode, I too was tempted to buy a synthetic fiber top off the rack, but I resisted. We have a choice as consumers. We can either continue to purchase the fast fashion trend clothing, or we can take a step forward into a future with hemp for a better you and a better earth. If you like this episode of Jill Knows Hemp, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel so I can answer everything you're wondering about hemp.